Hello and welcome to Sports Vehicle Performance. Today we're back with another video. Today covering the importance of regular servicing and why long life servicing is basically a load of crap. This KN here is a 2020 model car and the engine is completely scrap. You wouldn't think it, only being a few years old, but the owner of this car followed dealer servicing intervals and therefore is now paying the price for it with a completely scrap engine. The reason the engine is scrap in this car is down to the oil running low, therefore tensioners lose their oil pressure behind them, allow slack in the timing chain and therefore causing the timing chain to snap, and obviously that leads to major damage. Long life manufacturer servicing schedules, 2 years, 20,000 miles is far too long. This is mainly done for fleet buyers to get running costs down on paper so it looks good that you're going to obviously save money over the years of running your fleet. However, this doesn't cater for the damage it can cause and then having to pay to put that right. So that just highlights the importance of regular servicing. This car here, for a new engine, 15 to 20,000 pounds. So if you pay £500 a year for an extra service, you know, on top of what the manufacturer recommends, and it obviously stops an engine failing, then that's going to save you a hell of a lot of money. So back to why long life servicing is BS. So oil doesn't last forever, even when the car isn't driven. Obviously when a car's sat around, that can then lead to moisture, condensation getting in the oil, diluting it and degrading it. Therefore, when you fire up your engine, the oil is nowhere near as efficient and can actually cause premature wear. So in Porsche's case, the M96, M97 engines and even the early KN V8 engines, they all suffer with similar issues, bore scoring, IMS bearings and even cracked cylinder heads. This can all be easily prevented with regular oil changes. This is proven factual information that it can be drastically reduced if you change your oil more regularly. Porsche's approved oil manufacturer, Mobil 1 themselves, even recommend changing your oil every 12 months regardless of whether the car's driven or been parked up. Another thing is, long life oils, yes, they meet the specs for fleet, as we said earlier, but for a high performance car, such as a Porsche or anything else for that matter, it really isn't gonna cut it. Storage myth. So, people will often think if their car hasn't been driven, because it's been parked up all winter, they don't need to change their oil. This is in fact completely untrue. When a car is parked, as we kind of mentioned earlier, moisture will get into your oil and cause all sorts of issues. Even firing up the car regularly, warming it up, it still won't fully burn off the moisture inside the oil. Obviously this then degrades your oil and will cause damage. You'll often notice on cars that aren't run regularly and are stored, you'll be able to take the oil cap off and you'll see a mayonnaise-like looking solution inside the top. And this is a sign of condensation in the engine and certainly a sign you need to change your oil and also use your car more. So in regards to servicing, it's not only the engine oil that causes issues, things like your fuel system. The fuel in the tank degrades between 3 to 6 months of storage. So therefore, that's obviously going to need to be drained, use your car more so it doesn't sit there, and also highlights the importance of changing things like your fuel filter, for example. Here's one off an early Porsche 996. So this filter here is very easily changed and will save you a lot of money in the long run and also save you a lot of hassle with car running issues. So it's not just oil and not just fuel, there's other things. Air filters are also very important to your car, obviously filtering the air from the engine. Just a few weeks ago we had a Jaguar F-Type in for a major running issue. This was due to a rodent seeping its way into the airbox and it actually destroyed the air filter. It was therefore giving the car false MAF readings and making it run like a bag of nails. So this again just shows, get your car serviced regularly, avoid these issues, don't leave it parked up for a long time and you'll save yourself a lot of money. So we've compiled a list of the real world costs of ignoring annual servicing, mainly on your Porsches, but obviously this also is relevant to other sports and performance cars as well. So for example, a Porsche Cayenne, like the one outside we said earlier, replacement engine due to oil running low, causing issues, that's going to be about £15,000 to £20,000 bill to put a replacement engine in. You've got the 997, obviously, and 996s, the M96, M97 engines with the bore scoring. That can also easily be prevented with regular servicing. To put that right, you're going to be between sort of £10,000 to £12,000. 996 turbo, another common thing on those is turbo failure due to coked up oil lines. That's going to be probably £3,000 to £5,000 to put right. Rebuild costs obviously dwarf the regular servicing costs. So as we just said, like you're up to like £10,000 plus in all those repairs, apart from obviously the turbos, but still multiple thousands of pounds. where you could be paying, you know, a couple £100, 400 average probably cost for a major service on most of these cars. Yeah, that's just going to save you a hell of a lot of money. By spending the 400, you won't have to spend £10,000 plus. So here we've got a bit more. So what you should do. So the best maintenance practice schedule that we think. So your engine oil and filter, we advise changing that every 12 months, completely regardless, or every 5,000 to 7,000 miles. Even if the car's not driven much, as we mentioned earlier, your oil degrades and therefore causes all sorts of engine issues. Your brake fluid, your standard, every 2 years, that should be done because that absorbs moisture over time. It's a hygroscopic fluid and that's what it means. It means it absorbs moisture, therefore overheats quicker and you lose your brake pedal and have all sorts of issues with that. Coolant, every 3 to 5 years. It's going to say as well, especially if the car's sat around, it's not being circulated, things go stale, and it kind of can congeal as well. And even if it's not been mixed strong enough, the antifreeze strength drops over time and therefore causes rust inside your engine, and that's not what you want. Spark plugs, this does depend on the car, but average 4 to 6 years. Carbon buildup is very common when you only use the car for short journeys, not covering, you know, high mileage and getting them properly warm. And therefore, you know, you're going to be getting through more spark plugs and that therefore can cause misfires and all sorts of other problems. Air and cabin filters, we recommend doing them annually. As we said earlier, the risk of rodents and pollen buildup. And also, you know, you're breathing the air in through that car and so is your engine. You want to have clean air for your engine and clean air for you to be breathing in. Why not? It's, you know, it's part of the service. Have them done. There's no reason not to. Your battery check, that should be done annually. Stored cars, again, there's a risk for them with the parasitic drain. So we've got other videos on our channel talking about trickle chargers. If you're going to store your car, we would definitely recommend installing a trickle charger. This maintains the life of your battery and will also save you lots of money in replacing batteries every year when you want to get your car out of the garage and use it for the summer. And finally, obviously this is included in the service anyway, but a good thorough visual inspection of the car, you know, checking for any sort of wear on hoses, rubbers where they perish and go old, especially when the car's sat around and not used. Again, not up to temperature. And yeah, it can just cause all sorts of problems. And it's going to save you a lot of money in the long run. So here are some key points to summarise for the end of the video. First thing is oil degrades over time, not just with mileage. The next thing, dealer servicing intervals are put out there to be a cost thing, to make it look like you're getting a great deal on paper, but really it's affecting your engine life over time. Third thing, make sure you're getting your car serviced. Obviously, a £400 annual service could save you £15,000 in the long run. And generally, there's no excuses not to have your car serviced because for the reasons shown in today's video, it's going to save you a lot of money and a lot of hassle in the long run. Hopefully you enjoyed this video, found it useful, and maybe it's made you think about getting your car serviced a bit more regularly. Thanks very much for watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and comment your thoughts below. See you next time.